I've always been a fan of the Santa Cruz, specifically the facelifted version that we have right here. This is a 2026 Santa Cruz XRT, meaning that it is the off-road package. You have the more aggressive wheel and tire setup, the 18-inch wheels, off-road wheels and off-road tires as well. You have the red tow hooks in the front end, beautifully sculpted and very chiseled front end with the facelift. You can see how sharp everything is. We have the headlights all the way down here. And of course, it is a unibody design with a 4-foot bed in the back. So what we're going to do in this video is have a look at this design from a front, side, and rear, and also the interior, of course, see what's new for 2026. And then we're going to take this for a drive. Under the hood, we do have a 2.5-liter turbo inline 4, putting out 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, connected to an 8-speed automatic. Now, what Hyundai did for 2026 is they ditched the dual clutch automatics. It's not a dual clutch anymore. You do have all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 takes about 6.5 seconds. Fuel economy comes in at 19 city, 27 highway, and the price for this is around $43,000, which I think is a pretty good deal. But you also have to keep in mind, for $43,000, you could get a base spec non-unibody truck, for example a Chevy Colorado or a GMC Canyon, for example. So that is something to keep in mind. But if you like this styling and the fact that it drives like a regular SUV, then this might actually be for you. So let's close this back down. Let's talk about the front end design. Now, checking out the front end design, you can see all the pixelated design that Hyundai has been doing now for a couple of years, I would say. Starting with, I do believe the Ioniq 5 was the one that introduced it in the production model. So you can see that here as well. We have the daytime lights all the way up here being part of the grille itself. The grille is completely open. You have the front mount camera right here. I do like that the logo is blacked out for the XRT, even though we do have some dark chrome in the lower section right here. Red recovery hooks or orange recovery hooks right here. And this is the main headlight unit for the Santa Cruz, meaning that these are proper bumper headlights. They don't sit up here as we would expect, traditionally. Instead, they sit down here with the LED indicator light there as well. Up top on the hood, we have some very interesting line flow, because you can see these lines right here, how it goes in a curvature. I'm not entirely sure if you can see it, but we have one interesting curvature right here in the hood, connecting to this corner piece right here. Beautiful chamfers in this area and also around the key graphics. And I actually really like this design. It's definitely very recognizable when you first see the Santa Cruz as a Hyundai, because they are doing such unique styling right now, and they seem to have a lot of fun designing their cars. And that is what I like about Hyundai and Kia as well at the moment. Now, coming around to the side view, we have the 18-inch wheels, all-terrain tires. I do like the styling for the wheels here. 245mm white tires, looking pretty cool. I mean, we can appreciate the design since they are polished silver on the face of the spokes, and I do think it looks very good. I also like that we have an all-terrain tire. This is by far the spec that I would personally choose for the Santa Cruz. It just makes sense to have it be a little bit more off-roady than luxurious, in my opinion. And we also have a small little Santa Cruz right here in the plastic, in addition to this texture that sort of fades from the sides and then becomes more dense in the middle and fades on the other side as well. Now, we do have the LED indicator integrated in the side mirror right here. Flat black side mirror, I do like that as well. We have the roof rails up top. No sunroof, refreshing to see that, in my opinion. Very nicely sculpted side. You can see the arrow lines right here with the shoulder line, how it goes from the corner of the taillight and then goes straight forward and then splits in this area. One goes up and the other line goes straight down. We also have some black plastic, of course, in the lower section with the Santa Cruz integrated right here. Now, this being a unibody truck, meaning that we don't have this typical separation from the bed and the greenhouse. Instead, everything is in one single body line. We don't have any sort of cut in the body. And that is how you can tell that this is a unibody truck. And it also drives, of course, more like a regular car or a regular SUV. Now, looking at the greenhouse design, very sporty design, because it goes up right here, creating a little bit of a tight window for the passengers. But it doesn't matter. I think it looks so good to have that upswing in the rear end. It creates a much sportier design, in my opinion. Now, coming around to the rear end, we have this tonneau cover. All you got to do is just press this up like this, boom, and it goes all the way back. fold down this as well. 4-foot bed, as we talked about. You do have a little bit of storage underneath here as well. We can open this up. You can see just how deep this is, and it's also assisted here, so it stays up without you having to hold it up manually. We can close this back down, and in addition to that, you also, I do believe, you have some storage right here on the sides as well, as you can see right there. One on this side and also one on the other side in that area. And of course, you also have the regular tie downs here on both sides, in addition to an LED on that side and also on the right side. So let's fold this back up. I really like this bed space because it is very sturdy, very solid, hard plastic all around. So you're not gonna, be worried about damaging anything in here. So let's fold this back up. We can also close back the tonneau cover. You actually have this to pull it, which makes it a lot easier than having to go all the way around. And it is now latched, as you can see right there. So coming around to the rear end design, this is probably my least favorite view for this vehicle. I do like the front end design and also the side view with the sporty design, but here in the back, the taillights, I'm not a big fan of the design of these taillights. It look like inverted arrows or something like that, and we don't have the LED indicators in the back. I want to see LEDs here, just like we have in the front end. We have the XRT badge in this area, some more of this dark chrome for the Hyundai logo in the center, and we have Santa Cruz stamped in the tailgate itself. You also have these steps on the side, making it very easy to just jump up here and get a clear overview what's going on right here in the bed. It would be cool to see some exhaust pipes visible and exposed, but we don't get that with the Santa Cruz. So we talked about the exterior design. Let me know what you think about this vehicle. It's a very unique styling for sure. I mean, it's clearly recognizable as a Santa Cruz when you're looking at it. I mean, there's nothing that really looks anything like this. So with that said, let's jump in and have a look at what's going on in the interior. Stepping into the 2026 Santa Cruz XRT, and you see that we do have the dual screen setup that becomes standard. Pretty much every single car manufacturer doing this these days. We do have the wireless Apple CarPlay, dual 12.3 screens for the dash. This door panel looks very nice. We have some gloss black plastic here, which in this case I don't actually mind. I feel like it suits this vehicle. Usually I'm not a fan of gloss plastic, but here it looks pretty stylish, and I also like the materials, different materials that we have in door panel overall. Very soft armrest here, controls for the mirrors, of course, and the windows right here. You have some cup holders in the lower section, power assisted seats, and we have Santa Cruz floor mats as well, XRT in the seats themselves, heated seats in this case. So let's jump in here and have a look at this cozy interior. I really like this interior because it feels like I'm sitting very low down. And the fact that I'm in a truck, it's very unusual to sit this low down like we do in a regular car almost for a truck. But you can see the layout here for the dual 12.3-inch screens. I do like the layout. I don't really mind it that much for a car like this. And we can clearly see the gauges through the steering wheel, and that is all I care about. You do have some customization for the center portion right there of the screen. You can customize a little bit if you want to have some driver assist settings or trip meter or anything like that, tire pressure. You can customize that right there with these buttons on the steering wheel. Wireless Apple CarPlay, as we talked about, if we go into the native Hyundai system, it is very responsive, very easy to figure this out. You can also go into the regular map right here, and I do believe this is pretty responsive as well. It's not bad at all. Going back, we can check out some other features that we have for the native system. We have weather setup, you have notifications and all of this, vehicle diagnostics, something you're probably not going to go into a lot. We can go into the setup right here and check out what we have in the vehicle settings. Climate settings and stuff like this, you can do that in the screen, or thankfully you have the separated unit down here, which I absolutely love to see. I don't think it's too much to ask to have a separated unit like this instead of having everything be inside of the infotainment screen. We have a storage shelf right here, soft touch material up top, beautiful to see. And we have these beautiful vents integrated alongside the horizontal line of the dash. Start button located right in this area. Very easy to adjust the vents as well. You have the toggle, the physical knob for the climate settings. Love to see it. I would love to see some physical buttons for the fan speed here as well. But as you can see, these are tactile buttons. But the thing is, there is not really a lot around this that you could mess up with your fingers. So it's still pretty easy to figure this out and, you know, hit the right spot even when you're driving the vehicle. Heated seats in 3 different levels. And you have circulating air, for example, and stuff like that. 2 USBs down here. Nice to see it. If we push this, we're going to get the 12-volt cigarette outlet. And all the way down here, you do have the wireless charging pad, and this is rubberized in a downward angle, so your phone is definitely not gonna go anywhere. 2 cup holders right here, a little bit more of this gloss black. If we check out the key, it has this typical Hyundai key that always, to me, looks like some sort of egg. You have open the tailgate right here, lock, unlock, hold to remote start, and panic button right there. Pretty cool looking key. It doesn't have any sort of nice weight to it, but it's totally fine. Gear selector for the new non-dual clutch automatic right here. Going into reverse, pop up the reverse camera. We have a bunch of cameras here, 360 camera as well. Beautiful. You can rotate and see exactly where the car is positioned. It is, as you can see, white in this case, but that is not the spec that I have for this specific vehicle. Trajectory lines, no problems at all, and pretty high resolution. You're definitely going to see some big obstacles behind you. We can go into manual mode by going into the left side, up and down shifter, or you can use the paddles on the steering wheel itself to do that. Going back into park, hill descent control, we have the camera button right here, parking brake. Drive modes, we have a couple of them right here, smart, sport, or normal, or you can go into the terrain modes, which is going to give you snow, mud, and sand. Let's keep it in regular drive mode right now, so let's keep it in smart mode. You also have this auto hold button at red lights. We can open up the armrest right here. Not the biggest storage, but it's decent for this size of vehicle. I would like to see a couple of USBs in here and some LEDs maybe would be nice to see. It's not the softest armrest. It is pretty solid, this thing. We have a proper size glove box here as well. And we have these beautiful seats that I do love that it says XRT right here. They were not ventilated, they're only heated for this specific spec. And looking up top, this is what makes it so cozy in here. We don't have a sunroof. We only have a black roof up top. I love to see that. Couple of LEDs up here as well, as you can see. Looking at the steering wheel, nice design for the steering wheel. Surprised it doesn't say Hyundai in the middle anymore. Instead, we have these Ionic 4 dots in the middle. You have the volume knob and the voice command right here on the right side. Cruise control settings and customizing the gauge cluster buttons right here on the left, in addition to the paddles on the back. Indicator stock, of course, and we have the washer stock on the right side. Pretty standard stuff. I do think we talked about everything in the front. Let's jump back. I haven't really sat behind my own driving position in this, so let's see if I can in fact fit behind my driving position, being 6'1", 6'2". Door panel looks pretty nice. More gloss black, cup holders right there, and nice looking door handle. Now, the cool thing here is you can actually fold these up the entire way. And you can see we have this bin underneath here, so you have a lot of storage underneath the seats themselves. Let's fold this back down and jump in and check out the leg space and the head space. So even though the greenhouse from an outside looks pretty tight, I have no problems with head space in here. Leg space is decent as well. I really don't mind having to have my legs on the sides of the seat in front of me. I could sit here for a pretty long time. I also love that we have 2 USBs down here, 2 vents, and we don't have any cup holders in the center portion. Instead, the only cup holders you get here are the ones that you have in the door panel right here and on the other side as well. So with that said, we talked about the exterior design, the interior design. Now let's see how this new transmission, the non-dual clutch automatic, handles out on the roads. Alrighty, let's take the 2026 Hyundai Santa Cruz for a drive, and let's see what this is all about. 2.5 liter inline 4, 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. Numbers are perfect for this vehicle. I don't feel like I need more power than this. It feels pretty solid. I do like the new non-dual clutch automatic that we have. It's extremely smooth. However, when you first start it up and it's cold outside, it feels a little jerky at slow speeds. But as soon as it heats up, no problems whatsoever, and it drives very smoothly like we're doing right now. I also like the fact that it comes with an XRT trim with the 18-inch wheels, the all-terrain tires. Just great to see, because this is what I want to see in a truck like this. I think a lot of people are looking for something like this that has a little bit of gravel capabilities, I would say. Maybe not proper off-road capabilities, but at the same time, that is not what this vehicle was built to do. But these tires, very comfortable and very smooth ride. I do like the price point as well. Just over $43,000 feels like a pretty solid deal for this type of vehicle. Even as I said, you could probably get a mid-size, regular mid-size truck, a base truck for that type of money if you wanted to. But then you're not, you know, maybe you're favoring the unibody design and construction, because they do definitely feel a lot different than just a mid-size, than compared to a mid-size truck, which feels a little bit more rugged in its driving, but they're also more capable off-road, of course. The layout in here, I'm getting used to these dual screen layouts that we have. 12.3 inches for the infotainment screen and the gauge cluster. There's nothing crazy going on there. We've seen it in pretty much, I would say, I guess 90% of new vehicles today, they all come with these exact same layouts with the screens. And it is a shame, because I do miss the old analog gauge cluster specifically. It just felt like, I've said it so many times before, but it just felt like the designers put more effort into making the gauge cluster special and unique for the specific vehicle you're in. Now, when you turn the car off and you look at two screens, you can't tell what car you're in, because there is no design to differentiate the brands. It's just screens everywhere today. But I mean, we should get used to that. We should be used to that by now, I guess. But if it was up to me, I would definitely want to go back to more analog screens and have a small screen in the middle of the analog tachometer and speedometer. But yeah, those are the times we live in these days. I do, however, like this area down here. This is beautiful. This is something I would require every car manufacturer to have, a separated unit for the climate settings. Looking absolutely beautiful. We got nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. Let's come to a quick stop here. We are going uphill, keep that in mind. But let's unleash this 281 horsepower. Not bad, not bad. It's obviously not the quickest vehicle out there, and as I said, we are going uphill, so that might have something to do with it. 0 to 60, 6.5 seconds, something like that. 311 pound-feet of torque is definitely not something that I feel like I'm missing power in this vehicle. And one thing I do like when you're stepping on it in this vehicle is that you can actually hear the engine noise pretty substantially. Some might complain that it's too loud, but when I'm driving a car, I want to know that I'm driving a vehicle, meaning I want to hear some noises from what's going on in front of me. Not bad, not bad. Overall, I think Hyundai's done a great job. It is a unibody truck. It drives just like any other car. Even though you do have the 4-foot bed in this one, it is a proper truck design. But the handling, if you're looking for more of a fun truck to drive, this would probably be a very good option for you. Same goes with the Ford Maverick Lobo, which I also love, the unibody truck as well. If it was between that one and this one, I think I would actually go with the Lobo design, because I just love how that one looks. Sits low to the ground as well. Doesn't come with the off-road wheels and tires that we have here though. So great job by Hyundai, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.